Here you are. Money don't grow on trees. Money don't. Yeah, pussy got wet. Ooh, I'm possessed. Ow, turn, turn. It makes me want to do things. Purple politicians. Yeah, definitely my Prince tribute act. It's really coming along. Okay, now we're going to talk about disc 4. Now this is we talked about disc 3, and as you know, I like disc 3, but I'm going to tell you I really like disc 4. And that's strange because I've a lot more of the songs on this one have already come out as bootlegs, which I know, but again, the magic of remastering. I mean, these songs sound absolutely flawless, and that's rich because actually there was actually a series of bootlegs I talk about all the time called Perfectly Unreleased Prince, and there are already some amazing versions of these songs out there, but these songs are just incredible, basically. And I mean, there are several songs on this album which are they're just beyond amazing, basically, even better than the first disc. You know, this is actually already, before we even get into reviewing songs, this is a 10 out of 10 album in my opinion. This is basically Sign of the Times quality. Okay, and the album starts off with basically one of the most classic and notorious Prince songs of all time, and that is Possessed. Now you're probably thinking, just a minute, wasn't Possessed on the Purple Rain Deluxe album? And it was. You got like this sort of weird synth running through it going do-do-do-do-do, and Prince is singing different vocals, but this is an earlier version which is more sparser. There's no overproduction or overdubs. Like I said, it's like Bold Generation without the new Power Generation crap all thrown into it. And actually, you can actually hear the lyrics more. And if you listen closely, Possessed is basically about how a woman's body and her beauty, namely now I'm using some felt language here, her pussy, basically have bewitched Prince completely. And it's a long song. It's very, very sexy. Prince's singing is great. He does a lot of screams and, you know, whelps when he gets excited. The song has some really, really sexualized lyrics, such as, you know, you make a Negro want to do things, you know, and then there's a line going, pussy got wet, that's right, pussy got wet. And some of such lines, he talks about a pussy like, your pussy puts up an awful fuss. I'm possessed, down, ow, stone cold crazy in love with you. I'm possessed, yeah, dirty. It's just the song that goes on and on. You just want to listen to it though. It just grabs your full attention. Like I said in the earlier videos, I mean, the thing about 1999 era songs is that they wander on for their national length, but unlike later long Prince songs, they never overstay their welcome. I mean, this is just natural music, basically. Possessed is an essential song, I mean, basically. And then we've got an earlier version of Delirious. I mean, you just cannot get enough Delirious on this album. You got Delirious on the original album, you got Delirious in the promo mixes. I mean, it's just basically become a Prince institution. In fact, between recording these videos, I was actually singing Delirious walking down the road and I didn't realise it. I mean, like I said, the song's just so damn catchy, it's not true. And this version is actually a sort of a more laid back version, like Prince is sitting on the piano playing it to you. Basically, it's a lot less poppy, but it does, you know, have a sort of melodic feel to it, you know, but realistically, when you've heard all the polished pop gloss of Delirious, I mean, this is almost a bit too much. And one of the letdown tracks on the album, if it was a lesser album, this would definitely be one of the better songs, but in between Possessed and Purple Music, it is a bit of a filler. And then even though I've just raved on about Possessed and Bold Generation, you know, the next song coming up is probably the finest song on the whole series. I mean, this would even outstrip DMSR, and that is Purple Music. Purple Music is one of the simplest grooves Prince ever wrote, but it is an insanely great song. It's got some of the most unforgettable melodies. And I mean, I've already got several boot mixes of Purple Music, but again, this one, they have just remastered it. You can just hear everything. You can hear all the synths, Prince's vocals. You can like hear all the individual vocal tracks. I mean, this is just cream in music. I mean, I talk about cream all the time, but this is what Prince cream sounds like, basically. Purple Music is an insanely good song. It includes just the unforgettable lines, you know, don't need no reefer, don't need cocaine. Purple Music does the same, and I'm high, darling, so high. Every subject, every key. Purple Music can't be bought, it happens naturally. And I'm high. And also the line, just being in church don't make a righteous man, and I'm high. Every subject, every key. And then Prince does that sort of deadpan voice, you know, Purple Music can't be taught, it happens naturally, so high. And basically what it's about is Prince was entering a phase of making purple music, basically. This is just amazing. I mean, I could sit here for weeks and weeks talking about everything in Purple Music, but I'm not really a technical musical guy. I'm not going to go into what the guitar solo at 4:25 into the song does or anything like that. I mean, it's just a song, it just has a natural reaction for you. It's just a great song, basically. And then we move into Yeah, You Know, which is definitely a very catchy earworm, and it really sticks in your head, you know. Basically, it's got a real rock and roll feel, actually, which is quite strange for this era, because Prince was definitely working a lot more with dance music and synths, you know, and stuff. And this has got the real sort of straight ahead rock and roll sort of, you know, Dirty Mind meets Purple Rain type sound to it. And just the other thing about this album too is that the bulk of these songs, even though it says April 82 to January 83, basically everything from Possessed right through to the second to last song, Teacher Teacher, was recorded in April, May or June of 1982. And only the last bit, the tour sampler, was added in January 83. So we're still really talking about music that was made before the 1999 was released. And as you know, a lot of the songs on 1999 were cut in July and August. In the case of the title cut, that wasn't done until pretty much near the end because, like I said in a much earlier video about the making of 1999, Warner Brothers heard it. They said they heard a definite hit single in Little Red Corvette, but they just wanted one more poppy song to put it over the edge, and Prince came up with the song 1999 basically. And then, so yeah, it's a good song, you know, but it's not that great, you know. And then we get to the next song. Again, I can't read my damn writing. Moonbeam Levels. Well, how could I forget a song like that? Again, it's just an epic song. You know, I mean, it's actually, this version actually does sound better than the version on Forever. And again, even before that, I did have several bootleg versions of the song. It really does. It actually sounds a lot sharper here, and it has a nice loud sound. You know, I mean, you got the nice organs in the background. Prince's harmony vocals. You know, he's singing on these backing tracks of himself. You know. And I mean, again, it's about basically nuclear annihilation, and it's got this sort of really nice feel to it. And then we get to another really sort of take on the song Jack You Off, No Cool You, except this one is 1,000 times better, basically. It's got a real soulful feel to it, this song, No Cool You. Great vocal, again, it's got an absolutely amazing hook. It's amazing how many songs from this era have great hooks in them, you know. And there's a nice little stomping keyboard running through it, basically. So again, not like the greatest song on the album, but definitely a pleasing song, a riff and a party song, basically. You know, then we move to another highlight on this album. I mean, already there's been 3 or 4 highlights on this album. You know, Purple Music, Moonbeam Levels, and Possessed. We've got Can't Stop This Feeling. And again, just for Possessed, I definitely like that version more than the Purple Rain version, basically. I think that this is the age before Prince was really overproducing the fuck out of everything. Starting with Purple Rain, Prince just started to get carried away with self-indulgence. Here, Prince is still hungry. He's still trying to get that high level of fame, and he really is just putting as much honesty and hard work into the music as he can possibly do it. Okay, Can't Stop This Feeling. I know you're thinking straight away 1990 Graffiti Bridge track. Wrong. It's actually another song from 1982, and this sounds much more sparse but much better. It's a nice early demo, you know. Prince is basically singing just about entirely in his baritone voice here, so again it's this move away from falsetto. You know, there's an amazing guitar and drum track going on, and again I think it's Morris on the drums. I think I showed on the video it is actually Morris playing the drums. You know, and there's some great organ, and again it is just basically another one of these songs where Prince is singing really well, and you can just hear the instrumental virtuosity in it, and it's also got the great, you know. The lyrics aren't really that changed though. I mean, it's like, can't stop this feeling I got, I'm feeling right down to my toes, I can't stop, ow, cause I'm finally to love you, what you want to tell you, so, oh. So, great song, and I just think it's amazing, basically. It's definitely one of these songs. And then we get into another song, Do Yourself a Favor. This is funky. I already had this on bootleg, but this version is so sharp and so clear. You know, it's just a magnificent harmony. You know, it starts off about, you know, this woman, he left him, and he's just been, his life has just got so much better ever since his bitch left him, basically. I use the term because the woman sounds like a complete bitch, you know. And of course the title Do Yourself a Favor actually comes from an ancient 94 East song or something like Pay Pay Willie, but this is entirely Prince, basically. And I won't see you anymore, and it's getting better, baby. Oh, much better than before. I don't want to know. And then there's a funny part after the singing, you know, there's some good playing that goes into a part where Prince does this Morris Day old man pimp voice, and he goes, hey baby, come here, can't you look at this? And you hear the scrunching noise of, hey, you see that? That's a $50 bill. When's the last time you saw one of those? You know, I've never seen them, you know, baby. I never saw that with you. You get back here, don't you run away from me, and you hear like this drum set going, do. You know, go, that's right, baby. Yeah, you get on now. And then it finishes off with that talking, and it's just hilarious. And then we get to basically, you know, and then the next song is Don't Let Him Fool Ya. Basically, again, this is another song that's got some amazing falsetto coming through it, and again, it's got that real sort of stompy organ feel. Synth playing. It's a very cute song, but the lyrics are quite slight and quite daft, really, but still, I like it. It's not great, but it's still a decent song, basically. There's no real rubbish on any of these discs, basically. I mean, some of the songs are definitely very lightweight, but, you know, not everything Prince had to do had to be a great stuff. I mean, there's enough great stuff on these discs to make them worth the purchase price alone. I mean, just to hear Possessed and the way you hear it, And of course, Purple Music. I mean, when you got songs like that on an album, I mean, you're basically looking at highlights. I mean, how many artists out there today do you think could make a song in the caliber of Purple Music? I don't think there'd be many, basically. And then we finally get to the last new song on it is Teacher Teacher. And I have heard later versions of Teacher Teacher. I always thought this song for some reason dated from about 85, 86, so from that sort of Camille, sort of 3 o'clock era, Paisley Park era. But again, it dates from 1982. It's just amazing how many great songs Prince wrote in 1982. I mean, I made a joke on Mr. Rand's video. I said, I never knew how much of Graffiti Bridge was written in 1982, and he actually thought that was quite funny. And it's true. There's a lot of Graffiti Bridge type feel, because a lot of the Graffiti Bridge tracks, of course, date from 86. Stuff like Soul Psychedelicide and The Question of You, all that type of stuff. But I mean, a lot of it also dates from 82, And then, anyway, Teacher Teacher's got some very good guitar playing in it. It's got a good sort of, tinny sound. I love the vocals. It has a good feeling. The falsetto and baritone, it's a good mixture of them. And it kind of once has a nice female part, and then like he's going, Teacher, Teacher. And you're like, go baby, yeah! So it's a good mix. And then we have the tour sample. This is sort of like a weird synth workout. And it's kind of like a mega mix of basically 4 songs. You can hear basically I Want to Be Your Lover in parts. You can hear also a very heavy Lynn drum playing. And, Head comes on, then Little Red Corvette. And it's basically something that was played in the second half of the 1999 tour. It's definitely later than anything else. And again, like the sort of Horny Toad and the re-recording of Little Red Corvette, the special dance mix. This is definitely one of the latest cuts on the album. So that's disc 2. Definitely one of the most essential parts of the album. And there's the reviews of them. Peace and be wild.